Right, so when we change scenes, an old scene is deleted. So when we change from level 1 to level 2 to level 3, every object from level 1 gets deleted. So that's not necessarily good for a game because you want to keep your player object going from level to level, and you want with that player object the data for lives and score and etc. to live. So a good way to deal with that is to make a manager scene where the player lives and all that data and everything lives. So I did that. I went File, New Scene, and I made a new scene with Manager. And what we have in the Manager is now we put the player, the butterfly, in there, and then we made a game object. We went File, Create Empty, Game Object, and we called it Controller. And then we went to our scene build settings, File, Build Settings. We made sure Manager was first in level 1, 2, and 3. Alright, so then now if we look at our scripts, we made a script for that controller that's in the Manager. And here it is. So it has a current scene, level 1. That's the one we wanted to start with. We're going to load, from the very beginning, it's going to load Manager. That's why that one's always first. But then we're going to load with Manager, we're going to load level 1. So using the load scene additive will let you to load the new thing on top of the old thing. So level 1 is current scene, so it's on. Then we made a little method here called change scene. And it takes the name of a toString. And it unloads the current scene. And then it loads the new scene additive with the Manager. So the Manager always stays loaded, but the other scenes get unloaded. And then current scene becomes new scene, so next time it will unload there. Okay, now I'm going to use this method we've made in the transition. Oh, not that one. New behavior strip. So in our new behavior strip. So we're going to, on the trigger, so when they collide, so the butterfly hits a gate, we're going to call that controller strip change scene next scene. Okay. So we need a couple of things in here. We need next scene, so public screen next scene, which we set up, and then we tell it which one. So, and I'll show you that in a second. And then we need a reference to the controller script. So controller script, see this one's got a small c, and we're going to set it at null to begin with. And then at the start, we're going to find the controller, and then if it's not null, so there isn't a controller, we're going to get that controller strip, and then we'll be able to use it. So if we look at some of our other scenes, so in here, next scene, so if we're at the level 1, next scene is level 2. And then if you look at level 2, next scene is level 3. So I typed these in there so it would know. And then I put level 3, I put next scene level 1. So it goes around in a circle. You can do different kinds of things with that. One thing you have to do is, since everything has to start with the Manager, you need to, when you run to test your game, you have to have Manager loaded there to run. So here we go. And because all those other levels are run, you can't quite see how it goes, so let's unload these levels. So I'm just right-clicking, unloading. You can just click on that arrow, unload. Alright, so it's going to start with the Manager. And then it loaded with the Manager scene level 1. Now it took away level 1, gave me level 2. Took away level 2, gave me level 3. Took away level 3 and gave me back level 1. Yeah, I just thought about that. So That's a good way to keep your game, if you have different levels in a game, and keep your player keep going.